Now we have two circles. We can add two parameters to reset the radius so that we can modify the size of the circles. We can insert a slider, a number slider, by double clicking the mouse button at a blank space in the canvas, and then you type in the initial value, for example like 7.0. Now we have a slider which we can slide around to change the value. So we connect to the first circle so that now we have a larger circle. Okay, you see, every time we select a component, the geometry that relate to the component will be highlighted in green, and all the rest are in red. Okay, but suppose that we have more and more things. We want to make it not so complicated, the graphics. You can check this green cylinder so that it switch off the geometries that are not selected. So the Rhino window shows only the grasshopper component that are selected. So if, for example, if we want to show both circles, then you click the shift button and then click the mouse button to select both. So here you can see both circles are highlighted in green. Okay, now we can copy another slider and then use that to specify the circle. So if we select both circles, then we see both of them. Now we want to make links between these two circles to make it like a cylinder. So first we need to divide these two circles into some segments. So here, if we go to the curve tab, curve sector, and then inside curve sector there is a division, which means we want to use some component to divide the curve into a number of divisions. That there are numbers of components that we can choose from, and let's first say use this divide curve. We need two of them, and then if we connect the curve to the input here, and then here another one, we can select all of these four. Now we can see that the two circles are divided into some divisions, and the second input of divide component is count, which means how many divisions you want to have. The default value is 10. So if we want to have a different value, then we can also use a slider. So again, double click on at the empty space, and this time we type in 15. If we type in whole number, then the slider will be whole numbers. So now we have like 17, and then link to this end. Now we can see that there are 17 segments, and we use the same slider for dividing another circle. Now we have both both circles divided into 17 divisions. Okay, and if we take a look at the output here, each component of this divide have three outputs. The first output is a list of points. The second output is the tangent vector at the position where the division is dissected. And the t value represents a parameter of the curve, which we'll explain later. So now we can create lines that join this to list of points. So here, curve, primitive, and this is line segment more precisely. So use this list of points at the starting points, and then this list of points as the end point. Now we create these vertical lines. So all together we select all of them, then this is the shape that we have created so far. The next thing we can do is to rotate the top circle. And let's see what will happen. So this is the top circle, and we want to do some geometric transformation. So here T represents transform. So this T transform sector consists of a group, many groups of transformation, and what we want to do can be classified as Euclidean transformation. So click, and there is rotate. Okay, so we use this component, and then the first input is the geometry that you want to rotate. So we connect the circle here, and A means angle, which is in radians by default, and this is the rotation plane. Okay, so the rotation plane, we would like to rotate the circle based on its center location, so which is this one. Now we have to specify the rotation angle. We use another slider, double click, and then we type in 1.80. Sorry. Click enter. Okay, you see, if you have more digits, then the slider will also have more digits, which means you have finer resolution when you are sliding through it. So this is the rotation angle. So we link to it. Now it's use this rotated circle. So you see the geometry, this is the input geometry, and then this component rotated based on the specified angle and the center point, and then the result comes out from here. So we use this new circle to replace the original circle and see what happened. Okay, including this circle and the rotated circle. Okay, now you see this is curved, slightly curved inward. If we increase or change the rotation, you can see now we can modify the shape. We can also move the point. Okay, I want to select all of them. So we can move the point. We can change the radius. We can even increase the number of divisions.